guess what? We're into it already. In the bottom right here, he's the GSL finalist, the man who hit top 4 on Korea before Katowice, and now he's showing us what it is. His name for Team Envy, the old boy, he is Creator.
And he's grinding it out, playing from the Alienware training facility. For Team Liquid, the young Frenchman, it's Clem.
Man, that I'm so jealous of the Alienware facility too. Like, that is so nice.
It's honestly kind of beautiful. I would even give them that. The design is great.
And, well, you know, certainly it means we get the highest quality of everything coming out from these players here today. And not only, by the way, is Clem, as we have an eBay block coming on down. This is very much a Clem and Maru thing. We don't really see other Terrans do it nearly as much. But I'm going to argue that I'm going to say here right now, and it's totally probably not correct, but hey, Clem, he understood how important King of Battles is, so he showed up at the Alienware practice facility with his teammates, with Mana, with, I believe, a Laser is there? No, there's one other player who's non-Team Liquid, all showing on up, because he wants to win King of Battles. And that's what matters.
Yeah, Clem, I said, listen, this is important. I think I can do well. Obviously feels like he has the form. He's putting in the time to really perform here. And I mean, I think the same can be said for almost every other player here. I think Creator, for every tournament that he plays, you could say he put in the time. He put in 11 years worth of time to get to this point. And yeah, he's been showing some amazing games, and I'm really excited to see what exactly we'll see from him, because the awesome thing about Creator is that he's been mixing it up. Like, it hasn't just been, you know, a situation where we saw Ryung at Katowice where he was playing kind of the same timing against Zerg or against Prodosses in most of the games and just piloting it really, really well. No, Creator has been doing different builds. He's been doing different openings. He's been being aggressive. He plays macro. And in all of them, he just looks incredibly good.
Now that he does, it's crazy. And I know, yes, am I beating a dead horse by saying, look how old Clem is, or look how old Creator is versus the young gun Clem. Creator was the #2 player ever added to a League of Legends. Right, his ID is 2. He made his GSL debut in the 5th GSL back when we had one like every month. His debut was in GSL August 2011. He hasn't won a premier event since TSL 4, you know, like 6 months after that debut, or you know, shortly thereafter. And now he's looking like the best Protoss player in the world. We're looking for a deep run here in the G Fuel King of Battles, but we also got to remember this is a stacked as hell group. I don't really know if Creator gets it out. As we talk about Creator doing stylistic Creator things, look what we got Clem here. It's 6 Marines, it's a Cyclone. It is a Clem with his kitchen sink running across the map.
That's an interesting little timing attack here, and luckily for Creator, did already get out quite a few units. He didn't wait or like place the Nexus down quickly at the 3rd. He waited to kill the SCV and the engineering bay and then put it down to natural, which means his tech is just a little bit advanced, as we are going to see immediately the Zealot go down. But 2 Stalkers, if this shield battery does finish up, will be enough. Here we go. Probes are going to be pulled just to try and stop this from happening. A nice pullback on the Stalker. The probe focus fire is good, but now I think it should just be enough that Creator can start to fight this straight up. Gets rid of the rest of the Marines, but hey, 5 probes worth of damage. Clem's gonna be pretty happy with just finding whatever he can get right now.
Yeah, Titan, the thing you always got to take a look at, and you say, how much value was found? Was it worthwhile? We look at the worker count. Protoss players should always be ahead in the early game. I mean, that unless they're doing some jank all in, but normally they should be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 workers ahead of the Terran player. For a moment, it drew even. For a moment, Creator was within 2. So Clem's going to be very happy with that one, trading 5, 6 Marines for a bunch of probes and a big probe pool. Yeah, is it the end of the world? No, but it does mean that Clem found the value that he's looking for into the early game. And here's the question. As 3 gates get added on in here, as we're looking at a 4-gate blink, does now Clem have what it takes to defend? It looks like there's going to be 1 tank ready. I don't know if he had a second one already done, but you do need tanks, you do need bio, and trading off these Marines with Cyclones early, it does make it a little harder now.
Yeah, and it's just gonna be a single tank out right now. Stim pack is on the way. It's very, very quick. This was a 3 racks opening here from Clem. Did get it after the factory. It was pretty much 1 barracks, 1 factory, into 2 more barracks added on. No starport just yet. This has kind of been the flavor of Terran for a lot of players. It's something we've seen Beyond do it in this matchup. We've seen Ryung do it, where you're not really getting the starport tech because you don't need that starport this early. Sure, the medevacs are nice for healing, but the actual value that you're going to get for the money that you put into them is much better spent just getting a strong ground army as well as a few tanks out for defense, and it makes your pushes later a lot more potent, as we're actually going to see Clem potentially push out here. And this could be a pretty weird timing here in this game, BeoMulf, as both players are looking to try and put on some pressure.
And this is interesting, Titan. On the one hand, we have this powerful 6-odd minute stim timing from Clem, reminiscent of how Ryung killed Crater in like every other Protoss in Katowice. On the other hand, Crater, he's got 4-gate blink. He's going to show up in the main base right now, targeting down add-ons, targeting down as much value as he can. And he's going to say, oh, well, you don't want to lose the Observer. Wait a minute, Clem, where is your army? And the answer is it's on the other side. Combat Shields is going to get targeted on down here. That's going to be so impactful. But we got the push in the natural as well. It's a full base trade in game number 1. I would not have had it any other way. Crater's got a little bit of, well, he's got early movers advantage, but we also have to remember, Terran buildings, they can float. They can run away, and that is not something that Crater can do.
Oh, but look at that. There's a probe on the low ground that has managed to escape. Creator's going to be able to get out a lot of his units. He has enough money for another Nexus. Meanwhile, he's actually cleaned up a majority of the workers for Clem. Managed to trap a lot with a blink forward. 7 are left. And I think, as you said, that first move from Creator is so massive because that means he's going to be able to get so much more damage. He has, the time to respond to actually place down a Nexus across the map. And we're going to see he's actually going to scout out where one of these command centers goes.
That is rather useful indeed. We also got to remember, again, these command centers, they are still alive. They still exist. They do not reveal any structure that Clem chooses to make. Meanwhile, Crater, I mean, Clem knows where everything's going to be, but Crater, be careful. You do not run up on the high ground right there. Not when there are 2 tanks sieged on up like that. We're at 30 weight, army supply to 31. Crater's army, it will win in the long run because there are no medevacs, or if there is, there's maybe just one. I actually really enjoy what Crater's doing here. He's got a Dark Shrine on the way. He's supply blocked, and there are no gateways, so it's going to take a moment. But imagine he gets even just 1 Dark Templar. When you have all the command centers in the sky, that is the optimal plan.
Yeah, no, Creator, I think, has done all the right moves right now, where he has workers left over. He does have a Nexus on the way. He can build pylons to get on supply block. The Dark Templar Shrine, I said. And also, I just love how he's positioning. You have Stalkers out here to stop the army from moving out as Clem. You're delaying as much as possible. You're buying as much time for your Nexus to go up. And Clem has to take it slow, because if he just tries to push with his bio, if he ever stims it, there's no getting that health back. And so Creator's just gonna poke around here, try and knock down a few units, some amazing blink backs, and manages to snipe off a Marauder. And he's gonna just continue to kite this army out.
Ooh, good job play there with the line of sight blockers as well. He's got to be careful though, does not want to lead this army into where the Dark Shrine is, because that is maybe potentially problematic. But yeah, look at what Creator's doing. As you said, plays with line of sight, plays with stims and with blink and all of these. He's warping in a gateway from behind. We're going to see the flank here, maybe. Now, we got to remember, there is a mining base for Clem. He is not supply blocked. All of his supply depots are still active, at least enough of them, and he is building things, although one of those barracks will start to go down soon. So, yes, DTs are incredible, but Clem, for the moment, is mining just a little bit more. He's in a fairly good spot here. Crater has to find that last mining base. No, the Stalkers do not want to take this fight, not in tank range, not like that. But again, it feels like all the eggs, I mean, Crater's in a great spot, but feels like at least some of the eggs are in this DT play.
Yeah, I mean, Clem, he's so close to seeing that line of sight. If he just sees the gateway, it can actually shut down everything that Creator wants to do right now, but that's not going to be the case now. As you said, 2 orbitals are still up, does have scans available, but it's using that energy for mules. That hurts so much. He's Clem, he's trying to build an army back up behind this. He has Marines being produced, a medevac as well, back in his main base. It's going to move out, so he will be able to avoid the DTs for now, but this is going to be balanced on a nice edge.
Yeah, as you said, there are no scans available. There was 1 DT. It looks like it did not feel confident enough to join the fight right now, but now Clem, or Creator, he finds both bases. He's got a good idea of how many mules have been dropped, so that should give him the opportunity. Gotta be careful there. Warp Prism is just so relevant, so important in this game. It's gonna get targeted on down. And Clem is starting to grow in the supply lead just a little bit. He has been able to produce things. He's got himself up to 8 workers now, although as the Stalkers arrive, that count will drop once again. No factory as well. And now Clem running across the map. He's going to try to maybe knock this base down, but there are defensive DTs. They are, again, perhaps the most relevant version of this game, especially as an orbital goes down. You need detection here. Where is the DT? That is kind of important. Cyclone goes down, not taking any damage. And now the army of Clem looking to run on in. DT getting added on in. Are there any scans? Do we have them right now? Or is there just enough Marines?
Yeah, Clem, he actually medevaced out a lot of the Marines that he was producing now. He's going to be able to stim forward. The tanks are fighting majority of the Stalkers. He's going to stim on the other chunk, waiting for a scan to be available from his command centers. And Clem is actually taking this fight very, very well. He can pick back up in the medevac once he picks off the Stalkers. And Beo, Clem might actually be able to do well. Look at this! Drops down, avoids the DT, is on top of the workers. The tanks are still not here to support. They've been cleaned up, but Clem trying his best to fight this, picks off a few of the Stalkers, gets a few of the workers. He still has a base available, and these supplies are so low.
Oh, man. What a game to start the second series. Unfortunately, Creator, he killed one tank. He didn't realize the other one was on the other side of line of sight, so his Stalkers just kind of sat there. We saw it on the edge of the screen. He took 2 or 3 extra tank shots. A lot of those Stalkers, they went down, and that made life incredibly difficult for the Korean Protoss. But when we look at this game, we have to remember some of the supplies and medevacs, it's not direct fighting units, but Clem looking to rotate around. Once again, the Stalkers return here. The 2 DTs, they are everything for this army right now, and I gotta imagine Clem has the scan. Yes, he does. But the second question, is there enough DPS to knock them down? Actually, I think the answer to that one is, yeah, no, it's not enough here. Yeah, the DT falls, but it's not gonna be enough. Titan, what a game. So here's the question. You know, I would have thought, Mr. TitanOnFire, that as Clem is playing literally in a spaceship, he would have been able to handle a base trade with medevacs enough to win.
Yeah, I think the thing you have to give props to was Creator's Blink micro in that game was also spectacular. I think any other Protoss in that situation potentially loses a lot more Stalkers, isn't blinking back as perfectly, and is losing just a lot more units without picking off the things that Creator was. I mean, we saw, you know, picks off a Marauder here and there, blinks back his Stalkers to stagger the shots perfectly, is able to, I mean, Creator's just on top of things. You saw the reaction time when he walks into a brush, no vision, with 2 tanks there and the whole army, immediately targets down a Cyclone, blinks out, gets the value, and even when Clem's trying to chase down these units, in all regards, any other Protoss player would probably not be able to manage that as well, with staggering the attacks to kind of mess up the micro of Clem, but Creator just did it so well to keep as many units alive as possible.
Yeah, and you know, I'm kind of torn here. On the one hand, I won a 3-game series, so regardless, I guess I'm quote-unquote rooting for Clem. I mean, I just won good games. But as we look and see who advances, right, who faces Cyril in that winner's match, on the one hand, I want to see Creator show us, hey, here's how you beat Cyril. Here's how a Protoss finally does it. On the other hand, I mean, Clem versus Cyril has given us some of the greatest series of the last year. I mean, they're knock 'em down, beat 'em ups in the DreamHack Europe are pretty awesome. But look at this. We got a little bit of cheekiness coming on down from our Korean Protoss player. Game 2, he said, look, game 1, I got 1-0. Let's drop a Dark Shrine. That sounds like fun. And Clem, he's got similar ideas. Yeah, we're not getting normal games from these two.
This is an interesting situation because as we see, have the starport coming down. It's going to be double Hellion production. Dark Shrine is on the way. The medevac drop into the main with the Hellions does hit faster. It is a faster timing attack. Clem will be across the map in his opponent's base quicker. But with that being said, the transition out of it, if Creator defends, is not going to be, I think, really as suitable as you'd like to defending DTs. If Creator's able to slip 1 or 2 into each base, Clem might not even be saving up scans because, again, you commit to this early pressure. You say, all right, well, now that I've got damage done, let's just play safe, mule up, and just try to get as much of an economy as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have to see how many scans Clem banks. If he doesn't bang enough, well, yeah, that's a big problem. But as you said, also, second pylon. I don't know if this is for anything other than just a scout, but we're going to have to pay attention. As now, of course, Medevac is done. This is 4 Hellions, so you got a little bit of a buffer to one-shot those workers. How much does Creator have at home? He's got 1 Stalker here in position right now. He says, oh, hey, that's 4 Hellions. That's not according to the plan here. That really should not happen. So probes are going to get pulled into the Hellions. That's not what you want here. Creator got to back on up. They got nowhere to go. 8 workers go down. That's the number to start here. 10 workers go down. 3 Hellions to arrive as they go back on out. And Clem says, yeah, it's fine. I got 10 workers. See if I can find more.
Absolutely worthwhile. He's going to try and dive now, potentially into the natural if he sees that there's nothing in that wall. The starport, though, is still coming home. We don't quite know how much energy is on those medevacs or on those command centers. I love that move with the medevac. Tries to just bait units into the main, and this is just way too much damage. 20 probes go down. 21. This 1 Hellion is going to try and pick off another. Will be able to. And these GTs, they have to win the game now for Creator. And if they don't, well, it's going to be a pretty hard position to macro back from. And look at this. There's a scan baked up. Clem is already ready for this.
Or, well, look what, okay, there we go. Scan does get dropped here. It looks like there was almost, like there was 1 full scan and 1 almost scan in the natural and the main. So we saw Clem kind of posturing as if he had more scans than he did. I don't think we have any scans more, actually. And another TT runs on it. Yeah, no more scans. Missile turrets are on the way, and we're going to see Clem attempt to body block as much as he can. But, I mean, we still need 19. Oh, look at the body block on that tank. We need 19 more kills. I mean, there needs to be so much damage here, and the missile turrets are going to be up. The body block on these SCVs, sure, you say we're going to lose some, but 6 workers have died.
Yeah, it's really not the damage. Like, finally a scan goes down, picks off. I mean, 3 DTs committed, and it doesn't even work out, as Clem, I think, handles this as perfectly as you can on this transition. And it's, yeah, look at that. 22 probes, 6 SCVs, and the 3 DTs going down does not help. Creator's, I mean, just completely stunted in this game. He's going to try and macro back into it. He's going to try and use these DTs. But BeoMulf, it's not looking good. That stim and combat shield's on the way. Clem's going to be looking for a 3 racks timing.
I mean, the Warp Prism tells us that Creator says maybe if I can find my way into the main base, because I have detection here, maybe, or because Clem has detection, maybe he's not going to be expected. But look at it. There's a Cyclone already posturing. A couple Adepts they're going to try to go in, but of course, 2 Adepts are just about useless. They still 2-shot SCVs. They don't really give you that instantaneous worker burst damage that Creator is looking for. So they're going to go on in. The Warp Prism is actually going to be able to sneak its way on in here. And guess what? These are Archons. They're not DTs. They don't really care about detection. They're just tanky boys. So for now, lock on the Cyclone. Actually, wait, it's going to get locked into a corner here. That's going to be a dead. No, it's not. Clem is just too good. There we go.
Yeah. The Archon is going to try and fight some of this bio. Ooh, does manage to snipe off the Cyclone. And Creator's just going to try and find value with these Archons. Gets 2 workers, gets a Cyclone, gets on out. And this is a good start for Creator. But again, stim and combat shields there. Well, they're about 10 seconds away from finishing, and that means that this push is going to come across the map. Creator does have the Observer, though, is going to be able to see, and that means he can start to prepare. We should see, I mean, immediately some shield batteries thrown down and defensive. I mean, Warpin's starting, but I don't see. There we go. Shield batteries finally going down. They're going to need a little bit to get up, though.
Oh, there we go. So scans forced early, which maybe means you can do it with defensive DTs, but yeah, I don't see this one Titan. I mean, force skills are going to be good to start here. It's going to force the tanks to siege. Knocking down a Marauder is always nice. But look at his supply, right? That Immortal took so much value. It's already on red health. Yeah, there are some Archons here. They can be tanky boys, sure. But this army from Clem with Stim, with Combat Shields, with Concussive Shells just about done. I really don't see any way. Creator's certainly not going to keep this 3rd base alive. It's just a, hey, Clem, can you not kill me? Can you just kill the 3rd, please? But also, Creator supply blocked. We have Immortals on the way. They're not going to pop on out here. Clem may not opt to go. And, oh, wait, they're actually going to catch some Archons on the backside. That drop is a good delaying tactic. But I don't really see how Creator's ever supposed to stop this.
Yeah, I mean, DT, immediately scan. Clem is just being smart, not wasting that, as shield battery overcharge is not going to be able to save that building. And this is a whole lot of bio stimming on in. It was a good attempt from Creator, but he's not going to be able to win this game. Number 2, Clem manages it perfectly. GG is called, and we're tied up 1-1.
That we are, and man, what a series we've had already. Lots of punches early, and man, he's got a puncher's chance. He had a great haymaker in the 2nd game. He is, for Team Liquid, Clement de Planche. He is Clem. I totally butchered his name. It's fine.
As the top right-hand corner, ladies and gentlemen, the GSL finalist having the run of his life from Team NV, it's Creator.
That he is. Does he create the world of Titan, or just our interpretation of it?
That is not the question I was expecting, but now that you mentioned it, obviously Creator. Oh, that's not the best sign. Probably going to see a pause here as, oh no, our moderator. Yeah, looks like it has been solved. Our moderator is now out. Kicked him, booted him. They're away, and we're back onto Hardwire. Yeah, I was actually looking up, and funnily enough, you can't actually search by like player tag on a Ligalac. So I'm not going to be able to figure out who was the first player registered. Wow. That's pretty cool. I haven't seen Leonok in forever.
I mean, yeah, that's because he's a AoE 4 pro now.
Oh, yeah. Right. I completely forgot about that.
Oh, he goes to say, oh, no, that's not going to work out. But cheeky Clem.
Trying to just be as annoying as possible is not actually going to be able to slow down this Nexus as much as he would like. It will go down fairly on time just after the Cybernetics core. Behind this, Clem is getting into the factory once again, and the factory before expansion, I think, has just kind of been the standard for Terran in TVP for a while now. It's a lot safer against cheeses. It means that you're going to end up just being able to find your pushes a lot quicker while still getting up your command center at a decent time, especially when you go for the engineering bay block. It slows down the Protoss enough to kind of make up for that offset in your economy if they're just going for a straight macro game. As the starport's going to be proxied again, we're going to see that swap over of the add-ons, and it's a bit more committed than a late command center this time. It is actually going to be, I mean, again, a really heavy committal to this early harassment and hope they can get a lot of damage. Creator should know that something's up, though, seeing that CC timing.
That he should. The question, though, is what is up? Dog. Is it Hellions? Is it Widowmine drops? Is it Cloak? Well, okay, now that's going to be a decent scout here. You see, okay, there are Hellions. We're going to see Marine fall. A Depth should die, and that is nice. But funnily enough, even, well, okay, never mind. Now the medevac's been scouted out. I was going to say, funnily enough, scouting those two Hellions doesn't actually tell Creator what's happening, because often you do see 1 or 2 Hellions into Widowmine drops, even on this one base setup. But Scouter's there, already damage being done to these Hellions. And that means that realistically, we should. Oh, wait, does he get one? Does he get one? No, he doesn't. But still, getting damage on that does mean you do make it easier to knock the Hellions away from the one-shot potential that they are looking for, right? With 2 Hellions, or with 3 Hellions, the probes go down. There we go. Stalker, it gets 1. Is it going to get a second here? That's the really important component. But, oh, yeah, it will. One more shot. No, it's going to get picked on up here. And now, does Clem get the damage that he's looking for?
Yeah, it's hard. You have a lot of low health Hellions here, but it's going to drop them down. Their one should be able to be focused down, and look at that shield battery already in the main base. Creator completely prepared for this. The natural, though, is open. 2 Hellions going to dive on in. Should be able to snipe, I mean, maybe 2 probes here, but altogether, a lot better defense from Creator. Was prepared. Now look at this. Actually set up a proxy pylon beforehand. He's going to warp in Stalkers and just walk them across the map, because you had to swap over your add-ons again. You actually don't have that many units at home, and that means he's going to be able to delay the mining on Snatchel. Even more so than it was, because Clem went for such a late expansion.
Oh man, Creator just has such a killer instinct in this game. He says, yeah, Clem, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice. Well, I'm not just gonna get fooled again here. Stalkers coming on in from every side. We got the concave of 7 Stalkers, but it's fine, because the Marines, they are starting to fall here. There's one tank that is the one idea, the one hope to stay alive here for Clem in this game. And guess what? That tank is dead here. It's gone. Medevac trying to keep these Marines alive, and that just means the Medevac will go down here. Hellion dying as well. More warp-ins coming on in from Creator. A Zealot, because why not? They're useful. The Natural will not be allowed to mine for a good long time here. Hellion starting to fall, and you know what? We had, I think, my hope from the first time. Creator is going to get to show us how you beat Cyril, because I don't know how Clem comes back from this damage anymore. He did not get the value he was looking for with those Hellions. His Natural is not allowed to mine, and it looks like actually, well, he may stabilize just a little bit here with the tank on the high ground, with the Marines, with the Medevacs popping out, but
it's going to take a long time because, mind you, that tank is not covering the mineral line. So Creator, I don't think he realizes can actually poke down these SCVs, and really I think that's what you should be committing for. You don't need to kill Clem right here. You just need to slow him down. He's behind this. Creator is still producing workers. Creator is mining on 2 bases, but he just gets on out, and I don't think Creator got as much value as he could have in that situation, but still does manage to get a good amount of damage. I think manages to even out the damage that he took from those Hellions, and from here on out, this game should be on pretty level footing for both these players.
Yeah, you know, I looked at the Stalkers in the natural, and I always go, it's like, okay, yeah, Creator snowball in this. We've seen it before. But, you know, I don't know how much damage he got. I don't know if he got enough here to really make it worthwhile. So we have Twilight on the way, 3rd base for Creator, starting to realize that, yeah, you know what? Okay. I like the pressure I found, but it's not going to end this game. So we're going to have to see where I can go from here. Clem? He's going to have his stim done right around that, your typical 3-1-1 timing, no +1, and not really any combat shield, so it's certainly going to be less powerful timing, but also, well, Blink is going to be getting close to being done. We're certainly not going to have charge to deal with that one, so we're kind of entering this weird game state.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Creator not quite finding, I think, as much damage as he wanted with that attack. Again, you need to find workers there. And I think Clem did a great job saving as many workers as he could. Is now going to move in with these Marines and actually find a few probe kills, because Creator's army was actually out of position in the natural towards the main, looking to try and deny any potential drop there. And now got to deal with this medevac just being a little bit annoying. But Clem has a larger army. They're even on workers, and that's really not a situation that Creator should be in right now. I felt like, again, he should have gotten so much more damage than he did, but he's going to have Blink ready for the time this push comes. He's going to have additional gateways. It's just, it's 3 tanks. You know, this is a really strong army from Clem.
Yeah, I mean, Titan, it really felt back there that Creator thought he could just end the game right then. Just kill his opponent right then. To hell with finding himself an advantage. Just, I'm going to kill your army, I'm going to end this game. So he wasn't targeting those workers down. He was not building the significant eco lead that he could have gone for. And now this buys so much time for Clem. There is no charge. It is just Blink Stalkers. I see one medevac go down. Oh, yeah, there we go. Not the one I was thinking of. But one medevac does go down. That's always going to be rather nice. The bio-stimming on it. No combat shields just yet. So the Marines not as powerful as they might otherwise be. Zealots running on it, but there are 3 tanks. That's a meat grinder here, Titan.
Yeah, the shield battery overcharge was in range, but it is not worthwhile. So many Stalkers end up going down. Clem is going to continue to fight this, and there all of the energy is gone. Medevac's still available, and Clem, he's 30 supply up. Creator, he's going to need a miracle to make this work, and I don't know if he has that in the bag. As Clem should just be able to death push this down. The probes are going to be pulled. There's still 2 tanks available, though the focus fire is not going to be targeted onto the probes. Finally will be the blink forward onto the tanks, but you can just focus this as the stim bio. And Clem is going to absolutely crush it. Creator, he tried to end the game. He went back into the tank. He should have gone for the workers. And that means that Clem is going to be able to close out game number 3. He's going to be going on to that winner's match. GG.